Trump was in Michigan on Saturday and challenged Joe Biden to take a cognitive test before the debate on CNN. Trump said in front of a packed audience, "I will take this cognitive test again." Trump said, "We should both take this cognitive test." Trump said, "I passed this cognitive test with flying colors when it was administered by my White House physician, Dr. Ronnie Johnson." Trump kept talking Saturday night about that cognitive test administered by Dr. Ronnie Johnson and how Dr. Ronnie Johnson assured Donald Trump he did great on the cognitive test and that his memory was sharp as a 30-year-old's. The only problem is the guy's name is Dr. Ronnie Jackson, not Dr. Ronnie Johnson, but Trump kept referring to him as Dr. Ronnie Johnson. Trump bragging about how great his memory is, bragging about how great he did on Dr. Ronnie Johnson's cognitive test, couldn't remember the name of his personal White House physician, Dr. Ronnie Jackson. This is the same guy who traveled with Donald Trump for 4 years, took care of him when he had COVID, sticked his finger up his you-know-what to check his prostate. I know the name of every man who shoved their gloved finger there. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, the guy Trump was going to put in charge of the VA until all these women came forward and said Dr. Ronnie Jackson was drunk, abusive, and sexually inappropriate, which is why the Navy demoted him 2 or 3 years ago. It just came out. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, when he worked in the White House, was a rear admiral. Like I said, he did the prostate exam. Dr. Ronnie Jackson was a rear admiral, but now he's a captain. He got demoted after the Pentagon conducted an internal investigation and concluded that while Dr. Ronnie Jackson was White House physician in the Trump administration, Dr. Ronnie Jackson would drink heavily and take sleeping pills while he was on the job. And he was abusive towards female subordinates. There are stories about him handing out uppers and downers. He was kind of like the Dr. Nick for the Trump White House. And then they would all travel together and he would party a little too hard and start pounding on attractive staffers' doors at 4 a.m. Well, after he was demoted and couldn't run the VA, he had no choice but to become a United States congressman from Texas. And he still refers to himself as a rear admiral, but he's not. He was demoted. I think he was demoted 3 years ago, but we just found out about it. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, Republican congressman from Texas, is now a captain because he abused alcohol, pills, and the people who worked under him inside the Trump White House. You would think Donald Trump would remember, of all people, Dr. Ronnie Jackson, his doctor. But no. Saturday night, when he was bragging about how great his memory was, he cited a cognitive test administered by Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who he called Dr. Ronnie Johnson.